Restina, ma'am. வச்சு உளுக்கு நிலத்தில் ஒரு A pleasant good morning to everyone. Welcome to day 5 of the Faculty Development Program on Integrating Artificial Intelligence into English Language Education. Now, it's time to introduce the chief guest. It's my great honor and privilege to introduce today's esteemed chief guest, Dr. Justin James, a distinguished academician, researcher, and global expert in English language teaching and e-learning. Dr. Justin James is currently serving as a lecturer in English and e-learning coordinator at the University of Technology and Applied Sciences, Nizwa Sultanate of Oman. With over 33 years of rich teaching and academic experience, he has made remarkable contributions to English literature, ELT, TESOL, curriculum development, and technology integrated language education. He holds a PhD in literature and applied linguistics from Bharatdasan University and has been associated with several reputed institutions in India and Oman. His academic excellence is reflected in the numerous Best Teacher, Best Researcher, and Best Research Paper awards he has received, including the ELTI International Award for his outstanding contribution to English language education. Dr. Justin James has an impressive research profile and publications in Scopus and Web of Science and Index Journal. Has edited scholarly books and has evaluated over 60 PhD theses across Indian universities. His area of expertise included ICT and AI integration in LTOI, academic writing and research mentoring, and digital pedagogy. He has delivered keynote addresses, plenary talks, and invited lectures at national and international conferences and has conducted numerous faculty development programs and workshops across India and abroad. His passion for empowering teachers and researchers makes him a highly respected figure in the academic community. We are indeed fortunate to have such an eminent scholar and inspiring educator with us today. His presence will undoubtedly enrich this program and offer valuable insight to all the participants. I now take great pleasure in inviting Dr. Justin James to kindly address the gathering.
Good morning. Thank you for introducing me. It's a pleasure and a special privilege for me to be with you today, particularly because this college is in my hometown, and this is the first time I am addressing a webinar from my hometown. First, I would like to thank Father Godwin, the correspondent of the college, the principal, Mageshwaran, and other officials of the college, and particularly Dr. Vidya for inviting me for this particular FDP program. I also wish to thank all the participants for being here today. So I would like to have this as a kind of an interactive session. So if some of you would like to keep the cameras on, it would be nice. So instead of staring at the screen, I would be able to see some faces and expressions, so that it will be a great encouragement for me, talking to you. I mean, there is no compulsion. If you wish, it would be a good experience talking to you face to face. That's it. Now let me share my screen. So I hope you all like my first slide, isn't it? So I have integrated some of the pictures, very meaningful. The first one on the left is about human beings holding AI, so, as if it is something very precious. The second picture is AI in education. At the background, you see a library. The third one is a part of the presentation from ChatGPT page. The fourth picture is AI human interaction, or having a kind of a partnership in our academic as well as all aspects of our lives. So it has become a partner in our lives. So let us look at the topic, integrating AI in academic writing. This is my workshop plan for the day. So introduction, need analysis, and I'm going to discuss critical components of higher education today. Why particularly? Because this is a faculty development program, particularly aiming at teachers at higher education institutions, particularly in India. And if there are some participants who are there from other countries, the same ideas applies to them as well. And learning strategies suitable for our students today. AI integration mandate, AI integrated academic writing. Why should we integrate AI in academic writing? AI integration in academic writing, a practical session. And also I'm going to discuss research, which I am part of. It is a funded research, which I am currently concluding, research on AI integration. And a conclusion, summing up of all the points discussed today. And we'll have finally a discussion session. Now let me start with need analysis and why I'm here to make this presentation or share this workshop with you. See, human beings have come a long way. You know, human life changed the right moment. People learned that they can grow their own food, they can use seeds. And it was the first learning experience humans had. So that's a basic thing. That's the first technology man invented. So technology is not something related to 20th and 21st century world. It is part and parcel of human life. So the progress of human life owes to the first human beings who invented agriculture. So to grow their own food. Then on, there was no stopping. Technology kept on improving. Why particularly we should discuss AI integration or technology integration in our higher education? Because the whole society is either controlled or it is technology is controlling us, or it is we control technology for our benefits. Both ways it is happening today. And technology is used to make huge businesses. Today, billions and billions of dollars worth business is going on because of the technology. So this is, I don't know whether it is a good progress or a bad progress, but it is part and parcel of our life today. So we can't escape it. Therefore, it is important to analyze why should we integrate technology, particularly AI technology, into our classrooms. So first look at this particular aspect of providing access to internet. So it is considered a basic human right. I'm not 100% sure what is the stand of India on it, but Estonia, one of the North European country, was the first one to declare that accessing to internet is a fundamental right, utility right of the people in 2000. Then UN made a special study and they came out with a idea that internet is a human right. They accepted. And, you know, mostly UN works on human rights issues. Then before that, BBC World Service conducted a poll and found out that everyone agrees, 80% of the people agree that internet should be made one of the fundamental rights like food, shelter, and clothing. Then in 2013, Mexico amended its constitution to make broadband access a fundamental right. So when it becomes a fundamental right, it is the responsibility of the respective government to honor it and make necessary arrangements that everybody gets internet. Finally, the UN General Assembly passed a resolution declaring access to internet a human right, urging member states to bridge the digital divide, 2016. Now, the first day of FDP, I attended the session and there was one question about the digital divide. So only way to bridge the gap is to provide internet access to everyone. Now I am moving on to critical components of higher education. So why higher education? Apart from, most of our children or adults come to colleges to have higher education with one purpose, is to get employed and to become rich, or at least to make a decent living. Therefore, employment is very important. So all other things are secondary, but what I am discussing is going to be some of the primary aspects of higher education. If these primary aspects are understood by higher education providers as well as the students, it would be better for the world. First one is interconnectedness. So it emphasizes the interdependence of nations, cultures, economies, and environments. So, it's a kind of a global village kind of approach to the world. Secondly, cultural awareness, that there is no single culture that can survive without the participation of other culture, interactions with other cultures. So it encourages exploration and respect for cultural diversity and perspectives. So its language and all aspects of living. Third is global issues. Addressing cultural settings. So most of our graduates go to other countries to work. So therefore it is important that they have the cultural competency so that they can avoid friction with the people of the country they are to live with. Fifth one is very important, critical thinking. So how critical thinking aspects can be developed, encourages analysis, questioning, and evaluation of different viewpoints. So most of the times people think that what I say is the right thing and all others are wrong. Doesn't work that way in the world. So you have to understand and accept those views, analyze and understand it. So that's very important. Critical thinking is also important in transacting everyday of the planet. So we have taken the responsibility. We think that we are the leader of that. So it is our responsibility to run the matters in such a way that the world would sustain discusses issues related to equality, justice, and fundamental human rights. Now, a lot of discussion that included OBC protection rights. I'm not going to dwell this understanding that anyone who crosses through the university or a higher education institution, once you are a graduate, you should have a very good sense of social justice and human rights, understand and accept otheristic difference, whether it is caste difference, and try to make a good living with them. And try to utilize technology for communication. Eighth one is technology and communication. Utilize technology for communication, collaboration, and accessing information. So what do we do? Are we using our social media to, forge very good relationship, or are we working on diversity tactics where you can polarize people for political gains? So these are some of the things our graduates should be able to analyze once they graduate from the university. Global citizenship. This is the related to the first idea. The whole world is a global village, or what we call in modern terms, localized village. So what is globally available is available locally, and what is locally available is available globally. Though it is a business term, uh, you know, understanding a sense of belonging. For example, when Israelis bombarding Palestinians, when you belonging to one particular religion, you say that, oh, this is a great man from Gaza. That is not the kind of global citizenship we want. Every human life lost humanity, and attitude. You should be able to shed a drop of tear for every life lost, unless there is a natural cause. Now I am moving to the next discussion. What are the learning strategies suitable for higher education students today? So heutagogy and cybergogy. Heutagogy encourages learners to direct themselves to learn. Why should I learn that? And they should direct themselves to learn whatever they are going to learn. Okay, external motivations are also there, like getting a better job, better pay, making a decent living, going to another country. Most of our students have great dreams of working for going and working in other countries and making a better living. But whatever may be, there should be an intrinsic motivation that comes from one's own mind, one's own heart. So that is something very important. Secondly, is learning from our peer group, their own classmates. Why should they learn from their classmates, or why should they collaborate and cooperate in learning, help others and get help from others? Because they are going to live with their classmates or the batchmates for another 50 years, 60 years. We teachers, we will out of there in another 10, 15, 20 years. Inshallah, we'll live for 100 years. That is something different. But, like, it is more time will be spent with them. So therefore, it is important for them to learn together, exchange ideas, and help each other in learning. The third one is cybergogy, learning from the cyber space. So AI comes there, internet technology comes there, information communication technology comes there. So our students, higher education students, should be able to use the cyberspace for their learning and enhancement of their knowledge. So I have been talking for quite some time. Now I want you to respond. Have a look at this picture and let me know what do you think of this. Can you give a title for this? I think you can use the chat messaging. Someone can read me the messages there. Read your mind. Good. I expect more responses from you people, please. How do I think? Okay. Understand one's own self. Good. Learning. Yeah, yes, Dr. Bhavana, that is a good one. Interaction. Self-awareness to achieve success. Introspect. Being bookish. Wow. Only, okay. Reflecting on self and the world. Good. Thank you for the responses. It is a representation of, holding the head in the hand. So, responsible for one's own learning. You direct your learning. Self-determined or self-directed learning. So this is the principles of, heutagogy applies here. So if our students are mature enough to take the responsibility in their own hands for their own learning, the world would be academic world would be a better place. Okay, AI integration mandate. So now I want to discuss some of the issues here. Some of the issues that I'm going to discuss are very sensitive, but it is very much relevant to Indian context. First one is infrastructure development. By the way, don't waste your time on taking screenshots and things like that. I'll be sharing the PPT with Dr. Vidya. She can share it with all the registered participants. So focus on the presentation and please make this presentation very effective. Infrastructure development. So one thing that is happening very well in higher education institutions in India is infrastructure development. All the institutions have huge infrastructure. What I mean by infrastructure is the building. But most of the time they ignore the factor that any higher education institution is built on 4 pillars. Number 1 is the building. Or number 1, we can keep it as the management. Second, the building. Third, the teachers. Fourth, the students. So if these 4 pillars are equally strong, education will happen excellently well. But unfortunately, what happens is that 2 pillars are very strong, management and the infrastructure. What I mean is the building. They have massive, huge infrastructure. But the students and the teachers, the students who are paying for their education and the teachers who are toiling to teach these students are the weakest pillars. Equal importance is not given to build the teacher infrastructure and provide learning facilities to the students. So huge building doesn't integrate learning facilities. So modern classrooms. So this is one issue. So recently I visited Netherlands and I was in the Leiden University, both the campus, Leiden campus and the Hague campus. What I found there is it is 400 plus year old university. There aren't any new buildings. The university is not having one campus. The university is integrated in different complexes, in different buildings, in different parts of the town, equally distributed. Think of, a situation where St. Xavier's College has got a mechanical engineering department in Kaliyakavale, IT department in Kanyakumari, and another campus in Marthandam, AI integration campus somewhere near the beach, Muttamarsa, Kulachal, and having such a campus widespread, different areas, concentrating on different education. The campus would contribute a lot to the society. It will enhance more businesses around, housing around the place. So people will feel that the university is part and parcel of the society. When you have a university which is isolated away from the town in a well-built compound infrastructure, what happens is that we get ourselves isolated from the mainstream society. So universities should be integrated into the society. Now, another aspect I found there is that, the classrooms are built so many years back, but the teachers are well informed. They are paid very well. And, a new assistant professor would get around 60,000 euros. That is around 60 lakhs per annum. So that is a kind of salary. They are provided enough fund to conduct their research, no questions asked. And they are given enough money they can spend on their research scholars. So that way, that university is one of the top 20 in the world in terms of all faculties. So they strengthen the teaching faculty. So that is very, very important, which is very lacking in our country. Secondly, when it comes to students are restricted in every possible way. They aren't given the kind of facility they need. So they talk about AI integration, that technology, this technology. If you go and visit the lab, they'll be having the very old equipment. Most of the labs don't have the latest equipment. Latest means the equipment that are produced or invented last 5 years, leave alone last 5 years, last 10 years. So unless you have the latest technology, you cannot support latest research. So this is one particular area where we have to improve. Providing teacher training. So this is another aspect. And, I would blame teachers also for that, because whenever I meet teachers in India in person to conduct workshops, they feel that, this is something waste of time because, they don't really understand, or they don't really have the time to spend on teacher training, enhancing their own ability to teach, particularly the methods of teaching. We are very poor in methodology. We are very good in content. All the teachers have very good knowledge, but we do not know how to deliver this knowledge. And also, barring some FDP programs, which are mandated by the NIRF or UGC accreditation council, these things wouldn't also happen in the institutions. So therefore, it is important to provide teacher training. Very focused methodology related training is very important. Once you provide teacher training, they know how to handle the students, how to communicate with the students. And one particular part of or aspect, very sad part of communication between teachers and students is that students aren't given enough respect. They are not treated as adults. There is no equality existing between the teachers and the students. Teachers are always kept under, control, and too much control is not going to help students to enjoy the freedom of learning. There is a kind of corporate expectation. So if you can keep a student 8 hours continuously for 4 or 5 years in your university every day, disciplined, willing to listen to you, and he will be a very good corporate employer in the future. So it is mostly a physical training, sitting in one place and doing something, whether it is worthwhile or not, he or she shoots for better employment. So that is one reason why the current situation is existing. Beyond employment, how many patents are filed every year? Patents are filed every year. We must look into the kind of research we are doing. Next one is collaboration between teachers. Most of the departments in our country, people don't see eye to eye. If you go and ask, and even they don't allow their scholars to speak to another teacher or another research guide. If they find a teacher, one's own research scholar speaking to another guide or another professor in the department, immediately that student will be taken for task. Why should you go and talk? What did he ask you? Why did she speak to you? All these questions will be there. So how many of you know what kind of research the other person is going on? Maybe we know a lot of gossip about the other person. We may know all the negative things that is happening in the other person's lives, our colleagues' lives, but not exactly the positive things they are doing. It's also there. I mean, in some places, of course, people do cooperate. I'm not saying that this is 100% true, but it is important to improve collaboration between teachers. Next one is affordable technology. How many of you are having any subscription for AI? I am paying $20 every month for a ChatGPT. I have a paid version. But how many of you can afford? Because when you get, teacher salary ranges from 15,000 to 50,000, not more than that. How can you afford to pay subscriptions? So whether institutions will help you to do the subscription, get subscription, whether they will include you as a part of subscription, that is also very important. And developing localized content. This is something very important. How localized content is used, what is necessary required for the local people, whether we are conducting research, integrating the requirements of the society into our curriculum. Last one is public-private partnership. So there are many, corporate social responsibility requirements for each companies. They have huge money deposited, including banks and public enterprises and corporates. Whether we are able to utilize that money, they, allot this money, but they use it elsewhere. Whether we are able to, have partnership with these institutions and utilize the money to develop our institutions and education. Now moving on to AI integration, and it's a kind of break, for you to think. This is a WhatsApp message circulated by National President Professor Ilango of ELTA, English Language Teachers Association of India. I think 10 days before, I immediately took a screenshot, and I wanted to share this with you. So it was shared on 1st February. He wrote, a lot of excitements about the use of AI tools in classroom. Some teachers observe a resourceful teacher is a resource herself or himself, not needing anything extra. Only the resourceless teacher actively attempt to employ them. In a tech-driven world, can we employ them minimally? Some of our teachers whom we regard are great never used any. Many studies are emerging now to highlight how we are moving towards a brainless age. Can we do something when the institutions are investing in technology? Unfortunately, hardly think of investing in teachers. What happened to the language labs now? Okay, though language lab is a very outdated idea, or even today many colleges and universities are installing language lab because it is part of the quality audit. It is a mandatory thing. Now look at what is written here. He retired long back. Dr. Ilango retired long back from Anna University as head of the English department. Now currently he is the ELTA national president. And he writes very often about education, English language education in the Hindu. Maybe this is one attempt he's making to collect information for his next article. But there are certain things which we have to understand. So what is your take on it? Do you think technology should be AI, technology should be integrated into teaching? Or do you think that you can be a better teacher without integrating any technology? Like my teachers, I had 25 teachers when I did my post-graduation. No one had PhD, yet they were great teachers. But today, the scene is different. What do you think? Anyone want to comment on this? Feel free to switch on the microphone and speak.
So I really connect with whatever you're saying, sir. I had the best teachers in my life. My teachers were so resourceful that they could engage us the entire day. But now, given the generation gap, now we are in Gen Alpha or Beta, we need AI to keep the classroom engaged.
Yeah, I agree with you. The span of attention has become very less. Every 30 seconds, they need a different screen. Slowly it is catching up with us also, isn't it?
Yes, sir. So I think we need AI to meet the challenges in the generation gap that we are in. But blessed are we that we had very good teachers. Because
Yeah,
of them,
there is a long
we are
miss.
today. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, those days, the requirement was very limited. Today, the job requirements are different, isn't it? So therefore, integrating technology is very important. And providing teacher training is one of the very important things. Otherwise, I can cite one very good example from my district, what is happening in my district over the years. Now, mostly when boys become teenagers, they pressurize their parents to get them bikes. And now very high speed bikes are there. And I think if you take the statistics, Kanyakumari district has the maximum bike accidents, and casualty of youngsters, teenagers are very, very high. People are wealthy. This is I think, one of the top districts in the country, in terms of education, in terms of income. GDP per person is very, very high in my district. Now here, what is happening? People always blame the teenagers for riding carelessly, ruthlessly, and riding straight into heaven. This is a common factor. Many families have lost their kids because of this, and everybody blames the youngsters for that. And now I'm connecting this with the teacher training. Why these accidents are happening? It's because nobody is teaching them about the machine they are handling. It's speed, it's efficiency, it's braking efficiency. If you ride at 120 kilometer speed, if you brake, how many meters you need to stop the bike? No one is teaching them. There is no licensing authority which ensures that these children who buy this bike get to know what they are handling. The speed, the machine, the power of the machine, all those things, their parents pay the money, they get the bike and use. And similarly, you go to a bike showroom and ask them to give you some driving tips, how to handle this machine. I tell you, I vouch, there will be no one who knows how to handle the vehicle on the road. Secondly, the road conditions. You can't ride, these kids ride 80, 90 kilometer speed, 100, 120 kilometer speed, where people find it difficult to drive or ride at the speed of 50 kilometers. There can be a buffalo. Somewhere near Kulasegaram, one boy died hitting a buffalo on the spot. Why? We are not teaching our kids. Kids are not trained to understand the road conditions, the traffic conditions, reading the signals, traffic signals on the road. Similarly, the similar thing is happening in use of technology by teachers, technology by institutions, technology by common people. They do not understand the efficiency or the potential of this particular technology we are using, whether it is AI, ICT, even mobile. Most of our students, our elders, don't know what are the potential dangers of the mobile usage. And people are losing millions of rupees through scammers, and many people into trouble because they are sharing nude pictures. So therefore, it is important to get rightly trained, rightly understand the technology, rightly understand the negative and positive potential of the technology which we are using, either in classroom or in our personal life. It is important to understand that. So therefore, it is important to discuss, particularly teachers need to discuss the potential of AI technology. Now, have some fun. This is not by me, it is by my friend Satish Acharya. So, on the left, read the caption, AI integration in education. How much is real? How much is exaggerated? So is it going to be like this image? What is reality? How many students can afford investing AI? How many institutions will, divert funds from their infrastructure development, building fund, and buy subscriptions for our teaching and learning process. I am very sad to do this presentation on Google Meet. I would be happy if there is a MS Teams subscription for the institution. I could have done a better job. I can, show you videos, integrate so many other things in my presentation, but I am restricted because I have only Google Meet, that to the free version of Google Meet, which is, for close in-house meetings. So we have to understand how much is real, how much is hype. So we shouldn't be, attracted by the hype, but we should be interested in focusing on what is real, how much we can use, how much we can integrate. Now, I'm moving to the second part of my presentation. This is what I am going to discuss with you. What is academic writing? Why and how should we integrate artificial intelligence in academic writing? The wrong way of using AI in academic writing. Discuss something about plagiarism, AI content detection, generating an essay outline using AI, writing a comparison and contrast essay, using AI to assess the written essay, rewriting the essay, integrating suggestions from AI check, and final draft conclusion. So this is my second part. First, I discuss about higher education, the issues, and how higher education can do better if AI integrated and teachers are given enough training and students are given more learning facilities. Now let us look at how AI can be integrated in academic writing. Now, before that, I would like to discuss what is academic writing. How is it different from other writings, personal writing, creative writing? So academic writing is a formal, evidence-based style used to develop and communicate ideas in scholarly or professional contexts. So it is purpose-driven and argumentative. There should be some argument presented there, for and against, or, when you write an essay, you should be able to argue your ideas in a very clear way. And there should be a thesis statement, which will tell the reader what exactly you are going to do in your essay. The second and most important aspect of academic writing is evidence-based writing. Claims must be supported by credible source data or textual evidence, and competing views should be critically addressed. So you cannot simply harp on things you know. When it comes to academic writing, you should support your every claim with the references, citations, and things like that. It is structured and coherent. It flows an organized structure with the introduction, literature review, method, analysis, and conclusion, with logical flow and clear signposting using signal words, time order signal words, and other signal words to help the reader to understand and follow what is written. Fourth one is formal and precise language. So you cannot use a slang. You should be able to use clear language. It's wording should be very formal. Clarity should be given top priority. Vocabulary use should be accurate, and discipline appropriate terminology, what we call English for special purpose. If you are writing an article on law, you must be able to use the register from law. If you are writing on science and technology, the right register, right kind of vocabulary should be used. Referenced and ethically grounded. You must give reference to all the ideas you have borrowed from others. It uses proper citations to acknowledge others' works, avoid plagiarism, and allow readers to verify source. So you have to give the right kind of bibliography so that the reader can go refer to it and read more, understand more on that topic if he or she is interested. Yeah, this is $1 million question, isn't it? Why should we integrate AI in academic writing? So we have been writing for ages. Why should suddenly you integrate AI in academic writing? Yeah. I want you to take a break and read this particular paragraph. If anyone of you can tell me the meaning of this paragraph, if you could figure out something from this, please switch on the microphone and talk to us. Let us hear from you.
Could be a piece of writing, a novel, whatever, but it
Can you guess
spans
the source?
Source in the sense, sir. Source in what? I didn't understand your question, sir. In source.
Where is it from? Where do you think I took it from?
The author's name is mentioned there, Desai. So probably it's...
No, it is not Desai's writing.
No, it's a writing which speaks about Desai's writing. So probably it could be an AI source.
Exactly.
I don't know, because there are a lot of words
No,
there.
It is an excerpt from a PhD thesis I evaluated.
Okay. And sir, it makes a use of a lot of areas where there is a kind of, it speaks about the family, it speaks about a business work. That means it's a writing where all these things have been reflected.
Okay. So you could make some sense out of it, isn't it? You are great, really. I really appreciate you. What about others? A PhD thesis is a piece of academic writing, isn't it? Do you find any clarity? Look at that sentences.
Sir,
clear meaning is communicated.
So so the person who has written it has made use of a lot of words. In a way, it is considered erudite by some people to use a lot of words. So probably for that very reason, perhaps the person may have used it. But as you said, sir, it takes a lot of time to actually break it down and comprehend it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Which reminds me of Shaila's language, sir.
Okay.
This is the same kind of ambiguity that comes with the use of AI.
No, this was written before AI. This thesis
Before
evaluated
AI.
4 years before. Yes.
Sir,
Yes, but still,
there is no proper development of any thought. The
right.
writer is jumping from one idea to another. There is no connectivity. It lacks development. So it lacks the depth which is required in academic writing, because the understanding has to be, imparted properly.
Yeah, and I am happy you used the term academic writing.
Yeah.
Sir, I'd like to add one more point. Language embellishment, probably the person who wrote it thought that it is going to be language embellishment, but sometimes certain mentions of language embellishment can also cause this kind of a confusion. It takes a lot of time to break it down and comprehend, sir.
Yeah, you are right.
There is no balance of elaborate words and simple words to maintain the flow. The words are themselves impediment in understanding the gist of the piece.
Okay.
Good morning, sir. Can I add something more?
Yeah. Yes,
sir,
please.
there is no beginning, no middle, no conclusion. There are no gaps that you are going to address. And what is the conclusion, solution? Nothing is clear. It's just a jumble of words trying to sound that they are very academic in nature, but the outcome is complete zero. Thank you, sir.
Disastrous. Okay, that's a very good observation. Anyone else?
I really wanted
Good
to
morning,
mention that organic development that T.S. Eliot talks about in literature creation. So that is what even I wanted to mention, that there is no beginning, middle, or end to the thought.
Yeah, you were the one who asked about
So,
anxiety the other day, the first day of.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
sir, even I find one thing there. I would like to share. There's no proper sentence structure also at certain places.
Yes,
The
true.
strange of legend loves, I find the strange of legend love, what is that?
So,
And then even in the first sentence, the book can be pursued on a few levels.
yeah, that levels are not listed properly.
Yes, on a few levels.
What
So,
are the
sir,
levels?
yeah, it's not very
Okay.
comprehensive.
Yeah, can you tell me, anyone tell me what is the reason? Is it a problem with that person, or what is the reason for such a writing? Somebody writing like this in a
Perhaps,
PhD thesis.
perhaps the brain is working faster than I know the hand. Perhaps that can also happen. That somebody has a lot of ideas coming together, and then you don't want to slow down to make it into proper sentences which others can understand. That can also happen.
Okay.
Sir, good morning, sir.
I
Or
am
it could
looking for a
simply
particular
be,
answer. Yeah.
sir, it could simply be an introduction to whatever work that the writer is talking about. Therefore, he or she has not gone into proper detail with each of the points, but has simply stated the points. Of course, having said that, sir, there is this lack of organic unity, as if the ideas have been just put there as passing remarks rather than presented in a logical manner. So that development of thought from the first line to the last line is missing, which feels like it could be an introduction rather than a proper analysis of anything.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes,
someone
sir.
was.
I think, yeah, I want to add
Okay.
to it that the writer himself doesn't know what he wants to say actually. He has put
Yeah, what she
all his
wants to
thoughts.
say.
So it's a medley of
Yeah,
thoughts.
that person doesn't even
Okay.
know, because the AI comes when we are not clear what we want. We give a lot of prompts to the AI tools. But yesterday I attended one webinar. They said that while giving prompts also, you have to be very, very selective. AI tools cannot generate 4 text you say together and summarize all of them. AI cannot do that. We have to be very specific what we want from the AI tool, then only the proper answer will be generated. Here also the same thing has happened. The writer doesn't
Okay.
know what he wants to communicate. That's why this way he has communicated.
This
Good
way
morning,
she
sir.
has communicated. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, someone want to say something?
So firstly, what I observed, this piece of writing is lacking coherence. Secondly, in case of academic writing, when you are writing something, it should be backed by some evidence, or some strong facts must be there. So I think that is also lacking.
Yes. Okay. Now I'm very happy you are able to find out the problems in this, and I'm really happy the way you responded. Thank you very much. And some of you have written on the chat, and I could read that. For want of time, I'm just continuing with the presentation. See, one problem is this person has never ever had any academic writing training. This is the problem. It is not that particular person's problem. It is the problem of that person not having a proper academic writing training. So now tell me, how many of your universities train you during the research time in academic writing? How much academic writing training is provided to you?
No, sir, no classes, nothing in this syllabus as such.
Yes, sir.
This
No
is the
classes at all.
issue with the Indian research. And if this thesis is corrected by or evaluated by a real foreign examiner, an American arbitration, they will return the thesis. They'll say it is nonsense. They will return the thesis. But most of the thesis gets passed because there are Indian foreign examiners like me. So we take a lenient, you are very patriotic. Have you finished reading?
Yes, sir. This is a very crisp piece. Short sentences, very simple vocabulary, and quite easy to understand and easy to process.
Yeah. The idea of research writing or academic writing is that it should be, it's focusing on using layman's language. A person
Hmm.
with zero technical knowledge should be able to read and understand that. So please,
So,
layman's language.
yes, if you ask me,
Yeah.
when academic writing related to language and literature comes from mind, the first thing that the writer thinks about is using an elaborate language to show his wisdom and knowledge, and that's where the problem arises. You are
Yeah,
writing
it's
for
not
yourself, you are
showing
satisfying,
knowledge.
yes,
It
you
is
are
showing
pouring
off
all
knowledge.
of
Off.
yes, showing off. Yes, you are pouring all that you know, all that you can extract from different sources. You find difficult words for simple terms deliberately and put them in your writing, and that's where the problem arises.
Okay. So that is it, the difference which I wanted to say, why academic writing training is very, very important. So if you are a research guide or a research scholar, or you are an undergraduate student, in the very first semester of your college entry, you should have learned all these infrastructures thoroughly. If it is not in the university, it is important you learn using YouTube, or hundreds and thousands of resources are there, which will give you very descriptive videos, very descriptive lesson. And if you are a research guide, if you allow any of your research scholars continue research without learning this in the first 6 months of the research, you are going to have terrible headache at the end of the research period. You will be never able to produce a very good work. You will spend a lot of time on correcting, re-editing things if you are doing that. So therefore, it is important that academic writing infrastructures, the listed ones, are thoroughly learned by the scholar and the research guide also. Any English teacher, for that matter, should have very thorough ideas of these infrastructures. So expected language style in academic writing. So there are three types of words: words we know, words we should know, words nobody knows. Forget those in the third category and use restraint with those in the second. So we should use only words we know and other ordinary people know. Very simple vocabulary. Next one. Literary greats can write long, complex sentences with flair. For example, James Joyce and other people, Faulkner. Short, less complicated sentences are easier to read. Could you keep it simple and silly? But vary your sentence length so your writing has a nice flow. The fluency of writing is also very, very important. Okay, shall we take a 5 minutes break? What do you feel? Dr. Vidya, are you there? So let us break for 5 minutes and I'll be back in 5 minutes. You can also just relax. Is it okay? Agreed?
Absolutely, absolutely, sir.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
So next we are going to move to the practical session. So have a look at this. This is an assignment given by me to my student last semester. I'm using that as an example. So read the topic and the rubrics. So you have a clear idea about the assignments, isn't it? The topic is real libraries versus online libraries. It's a comparison and contrast infrastructure. So let us see how AI can be integrated here. So the best thing or the easiest thing one can do is just maybe I have to stop sharing this, then I have to share the other screen, then come back to this screen. Okay, so if you are a student and you are interested in using AI, so consider I am a student, I get this assignment from my teacher. You remember the rubrics, right? And the title of the assignment. So I go to AI and write this prompt. I'm an intermediate student. Why that is important, intermediate student? Because if you straight away ask AI to write an essay without telling AI your level of competency in language, what will happen is it will prepare an essay which may be very higher to your standard of English, your standard of language, your standard of thinking. So that's why it is important to tell AI your level of English so that it can prepare an essay accordingly. So it is easy, 2-minute job. I am an intermediate student. Could you write a simple essay for me? Here is the question the teacher gave me. I was hoping you could write a 600-word essay with at least 5 references in APA style at the end. Here is the question. Write a well-organized. You copy and paste the whole thing given by the teacher. 600-word essay comparing real libraries. I'm skipping reading all that because you have already read it. Then look at the last sentence where I tell AI, maintain an academic tone and proper grammar. Now here comes the result. See, actually, I initially planned to write the prompt myself and do the whole thing practically, but it is very difficult for me to do it using Google Meet. That's why I did the whole process previously. I'm just going through the screen. Maybe it is very difficult for the people using only the mobile to see the things clearly. And these things also I can just copy, make a PDF and share it with you. Now, here comes the quick response, less than 30 seconds. Here is a 600-word essay written in clear intermediate level academic English with APA style references. It compares real libraries and online libraries while meeting all your teacher's instructions. So, I have copied this essay onto the PPT. Now you can just go through this. This is an excellent essay without any mistakes. In text citations, everything is included with an excellent bibliography. Okay. Yeah, now I have to just skip the screen and go back to my PPT for a minute. Be a little patient with me. I have to go here and there for. So this is a AI generated essay. No mistakes. Everything is fine. Introduction is there. It discusses popularity and accessibility with a very good side rating. Advantages of real and online libraries. Disadvantages. Conclusion. And 5 references. So I cross-check the references. The references are accurate. I could go and see the articles myself because as a teacher, I should confirm. Now, what happens next? The student is submitting it to the teacher. The teacher is running it through Turnitin or Grammarly to check plagiarism and AI content. Now look at the percentage of AI text. 99% of it is AI generated text. So the student will get 0 marks. If plagiarism check is implemented, it is a serious part of the assessment. If it is part of the assessment, then maybe, earlier we say plagiarism can be tolerated or citations 15 to 20%. If it is an excellent PhD thesis, Bharathidasan Bharathiar University says it should be less than 10%. Other universities also say the same thing. I think it is a general UGC norm that less than 10% of borrowed materials can be allowed. Now, this is a great risk for the student if it is a final exam. If the student submits it through Moodle, and immediately he'll be failed. He'll be marked 0 for the 99% plagiarism. Let me go back to ChatGPT page. It's a little bit boring, isn't it? Okay. Now, how do you integrate? How do you teach your student to use AI in a proper way, in a positive, progressive way? The student can use AI. AI is asking immediately, would you like me to prepare a student version with simpler vocabulary or a teacher version with grading, rubric, and comments for classroom use? So AI is confused whether it is, I'm a student or a teacher. Also it is suggesting because, this particular ChatGPT page is trained by me. It knows I am a teacher basically because I have fed all those information and I am generating a lot of classroom materials. So sometimes it also gets confused and gives these kind of suggestions. Now, instead of that, if you teach our student just to use AI to brainstorm and to generate ideas, generate a framework for writing the essay. Read this prompt. I can read it because it is very small here. Let me see whether I can expand it a bit. Yeah. Is it fine? Readable for all of you?
Yes, sir. Now it's okay.
Yeah. I'm an intermediate student. Okay, you read it, please. Better. That will give you more idea and more clarity to you. So if you write this prompt asking for AI help to develop your idea, to collect information, and to make an outline, see, what you get is astounding response. It tells you that in the introduction, you can have a hook where you can write a statement, getting audience attention. Also, I explained the context. It teaches you, it teaches you what you should do. You should briefly define real libraries, that is physical libraries. There is a room, books, people go sit and read. Online libraries. So the key terms in the title of the essay should be explained, isn't it? Then it suggests that you have to write a thesis statement. State that while both library types support learning, they differ in terms of popularity, advantages, and disadvantages. And these differences influence how students use them to learn. Now it also moves on to suggest body paragraph. First body paragraph, it talks about topic sentence. Every paragraph should have a topic sentence, supporting sentences, and a sentences that sums up all the information given in the paragraph. That is called the concluding sentence. Let us move on to the next paragraph. As you are all teachers, I'm just moving a little bit faster. Is it okay? Thank you. Body paragraph 2 talks about advantages of both the libraries. Disadvantages of both the libraries. Then it also suggests what you should include in the conclusion. Now, when you get a topic, if you don't have any idea, even if you have zero information about that particular topic, your knowledge is zero, AI can help you to generate information, make an outline. It can give you a suggestion. That will be a very good beginning point of learning how to write that particular essay on that particular topic. And it gives 5 articles you ask for, reading and understanding the topic. It takes most of the articles from ResearchGate, which is a very, very authenticated source. Advantages and disadvantages of digital libraries, a study. This research paper covers definition, benefits, and drawbacks of digital libraries compared to traditional libraries. It's a impact and use of e-resources in academic libraries. Again, a comparative study of digital and libraries and traditional libraries. 5 articles you get. So that means the student has to go to Google it, find out the article and read that. So if the student is taking a sincere effort, those days it was very difficult to get library resources, isn't it? During my MPhil time, I remember I visited the American Studies Research Center for 21 days. I got a scholarship, and the first 10 days I spent on collecting bibliography, writing bibliography details on cards, and I had a bunch of cards to do research. But less than a minute, you are able to do all those things. When technology is there to help us, why can't we use it? If you know how, or if you know the right way of using it, or if you teach the right way of using it, then it also tells you how to use these articles, which article you can use for introduction, which articles you can use for body paragraph, and which articles you can use for collecting information for your conclusion. Now also it tells, if you would like, I can now help you turn this outline and the research into a draft 600-word essay with APA references that you can submit. Don't encourage students to immediately go in for that, because then there is no creativity, then there is no student contribution. Students' effort is not there. Students' effort to write, it is not available there. So I have taken a sample essay students submitted to me. This is a student written sample essay. I don't want to go to the other screen and show you and waste time. You can imagine. Okay, so I have taken one student's sample essay. I have uploaded here. Then I am asking the AI to evaluate my essay, or give me a kind of analysis of the essay. I have completed the first draft of the essay based on your outline information taken from the suggested reading. Could you read the essay, compare it with the teacher's rubrics, assess it, and give me suggestions for improvement? You have to check the grammar and spelling mistakes and suggest corrections. I have shared the essay here for your reference. So here is a full evaluation and improvement report of your essay based on the teacher style rubric. So it is generating teacher style rubric, what a teacher will generally look into the essay for, covering content, organization, grammar, vocabulary, and referencing, followed by specific corrections and suggestions. Rubric-based evaluation, teacher feedback. So it assumes the role of a teacher and gives you an assessment. It says content and task fulfillment. This is based on IELTS evaluation. Mostly IELTS writing is evaluated using these rubrics. 17 marks out of 20. The first one, 100% generated by ChatGPT, gets a 0 point because the content is plagiarized. Here, look at after using the AI generated information, following the outline, a student would get 17 out of 20 for content and task fulfillment. And all the details are given there. Then organization and coherence, 16 out of 20. And my student is not good at grammar. So he got 14 out of 20 in grammar and mechanics. And vocabulary and style, again, he gets 17 because he has got very good vocabulary, words that he can use. Those words are also given there, some of the words used by the student. And for referencing and formatting, he got 18 out of 20 because it follows, and we teach the referencing styles and things like that. And also he can copy the URLs. And so total 82 marks out of 100, B+. It's very good. And it doesn't stop with assessment. It gives the corrected versions of the sentences, key grammar and spelling corrections. So compare between real libraries and online libraries. comparison between, no between, after compare. So compare real libraries and so language corrections, excess use of content words, spelling corrections, other sentences are improved. Which makes it less suitable for university students. This makes them less suitable for university students, very good language corrections. And it moves on and further it gives suggestions for improvement. It makes improvement in the thesis statement. This essay argues that although real libraries offer focused study spaces, online libraries better meet modern students' academic needs because of their accessibility and efficiency, because it is comparison and contrast. A very balanced thesis statement is given by that. It is asking the student to improve. It also suggests that the student use transitions, cohesive devices, like moreover, in addition, while moving from one sentence to other, connecting the sentences. And it also suggests mix short and long sentences to improve the rhythm. It also suggests adding a stronger sentence at the end. In the future, both types will coexist, combining the comfort of real spaces with the convenience of digital access. It's a beautiful sentence, isn't it? It is again asking you, would you like me to edit and rewrite your essay with all grammar, coherence, and APA corrections applied while keeping your original ideas intact, suitable for intermediate level? I can produce a clean, ready to submit version. So I said yes, and it gives an excellent version of, though I would suggest the students manually correct using the suggestions and rewrite the essay, the final draft, and submit. But the student can do this and submit also, because all the information is included. Sorry, all the informations are included there. Look at the concluding sentence. However, the best learning experience happens when both are used together, combining the calm atmosphere of real libraries with accessibility of digital ones. References. Now I further explored, could you give me 5 simple advantages of using AI to write a homework like the one we just did? Faster drafting, better organization, grammar and spelling support, stronger vocabulary and academic tone, improved referencing help. So all these things can be done by AI. Now I again explored further. Could you prepare a comparison of the advantages and disadvantages of using AI to generate your essay directly and using AI to research on the topic and taking help to prepare an outline and write your own draft, checking it with the help of AI and preparing a final draft? Just, for the workshop purpose, I did this. AI generated essay. What is happening when AI generates the essay directly? What are the main advantages? When AI helps you to research the topic, saves time finding background information, helps identify key concepts, and it avoids risk of low quality sources also. And when you write your own essay and take AI support, best learning outcome, you practice thinking, structuring, and arguing. So you develop your own structure, your own language. With the support of AI, you can enhance your language. Definitely, there is a lot of learning is taking place. And, if you have 60 students in class, you cannot, individually teach all these things to each and every student. Instead, the help of AI, you can lessen the burden of reaching out to all students, just if you teach them the method of using AI for learning purpose. What is the conclusion? When approach 1 is tempting, it is efficient, but it is the easiest to detect. If you use the first method of directly generating your assignment, if a student is directly, he will have nothing to prove. There is zero learning experience for him. He just generates and submits. He doesn't care about learning. And unless and otherwise, we insist that we find plagiarism and mark them 0, punish them for what they do. They will not learn. So, how to make approach 2 safe and useful? Use AI to locate and summarize, but you should still read the source yourself, confirm key facts, and cite only what you actually used. Third approach. It treats AI as an academic support tool, like a writing center or language tutor, while keeping ownership of your thinking, examples, and final argument. So approach integrating both AI to research and writing is very important. So the final conclusion through this kind of exercise is that what we understand is use AI to brainstorm ideas and create an outline. Collect sources from libraries, websites, university guides, research articles, which is very easy. A lot of time is saved there. Write your own first draft. You use AI to check structure, clarity, grammar, and APA or MLA formatting. Revise yourself and keep your voice consistent. Finally, proofread. So if the teacher, also you can, whether teacher gives you any AI policy, if he or she says that you can have 20% of AI content, then it is fine. So this is how one can, guide the students to integrate AI in learning. I mean, the same is, what shall I say, useful for teaching any subject, not only English, any science subject as well, whatever subject. If you teach them this method, train them to use the technology, there will not be any more accidents. Students will be able to use AI in a very productive way, and it will help them to learn a lot. It will be a lifelong training for them to use this technology. This technology is going to stay for a while. So it is important we train them. I hope you all agree with me. This method will work better in training our students. First of all, to train ourselves to use AI in our teaching, and also extend this benefits to our students and make them self-directed learners. Now I am moving towards section 3 of my presentation, integrating research in teaching. Though it is not the mainstay of my presentation. First day I attended the sessions and I was motivated by the questions asked by the participants. I thought it is better I discuss this also. Hope you have time to stay with me. Integrating research in teaching, research on AI. So this is a funded project which we have just completed in the university. I am the mentor of this project, and I am part of the project. I am the mentor for this project. I asked some of my junior colleagues or guided them to apply for the project, and we got a very good funding, financial aid for completing this project. And I am going to discuss the interview we conducted with the 10 teachers from the English Language Center. We have 120 teachers, English teachers. We circulated the questionnaire and collected the information. But to triangulate the data we collected, we needed an interview, and we identified 10 volunteers and we circulated 20 questions. I'm going to just discuss these questions with you very quickly. And this will give you a clarity about the kind of AI research, implementation of AI, most of the questions you have in your mind. I believe this will be very helpful for you. The first question is, can you describe how you felt when AI tools were first introduced into your teaching environment? So most participants reported an initial sense of apprehension, uncertainty, or worry when AI tools were first introduced into their teaching context. While a few respondents expressed curiosity and cautious excitement, these emotions were often accompanied by concerns about unfamiliarity, reliability, and the broader implications of AI for teaching practice. Overall, early reactions were characterized by ambivalence rather than outright resistance, reflecting a transitional phase marked by emotional and professional judgment. So though it was, it wasn't a big shock because people were expecting these kind of changes are coming and more technology will be integrated into teaching. This wasn't a very big shock. But there were issues, because of unfamiliarity and things like that. Do you ever feel anxious or uneasy about using AI in your professional role? Can you give an example? Responses indicate that AI-related anxiety is present but unevenly distributed. Some teachers reported minimal or no anxiety. Those people who are using technology like ICT and all regularly in class, though I was a bit anxious for different reasons, but I wasn't worried much because I'm good at using educational technology in my classroom. So AI, they were viewing AI as a supportive tool, while others expressed unease related to over-reliance on AI, prompting engine. And also somebody talked about prompt engineering difficulties, as if, today many people make a big issue out of prompt engineering. Prompt engineering is not a big issue. It is developing a conversation with AI. Please, again, I repeat, it is like talking to your colleague or your neighbor, developing a conversation. You could see that all the prompts I have written there. So prompt engineering is not a difficult thing. Don't believe people when they say that you must have special courses for prompt engineering. No need. Uncertainty about appropriate use. Anxiety was more procedural and ethical than existential, often linked to fears of diminished pedagogical control rather than fear of technology itself. So fear of the control slipping out of our hands. That was one of the things discussed there. Has your outlook on AI changed over time? If so, what caused those changes? So they were giving different reasons for that. I can share, this will also come along with information I share with you. So no need to read everything. You can leisurely go through it. That will be good, give you a very good idea. Though this research is not yet published, that I don't mind sharing it with my colleagues. You are all teachers, so it is important for you to know. And maybe you can design such a research in your university. You can, use this to develop a research in your context and write a paper as well. I'll be very happy if you are going to do that. Can you walk us through how you currently use AI tools in teaching? So they were giving different answers. So AI as a supplementary resource. That's a very good answer, actually. It's not as a main content, but a supplementary resource. Many people were generating lesson plans, generating practice sentences, creating classroom activities, refining instructional materials. So I can just drag in a picture, share it with ChatGPT, and prepare a full-length class for 2 hours. It will give all the information, how you can use this particular particular picture. Okay, AI is generally positioned as assistive tools. It is your assistant, it is your servant that enhances preparation and efficiency. Okay. So while core teaching decisions remains in your own hand, humans can lead. Which AI tools do you find most useful in your teaching and learning environment? Most of them said generative AI tools, particularly text-based systems like ChatGPT, where you can, give prompts, give very ordinary, simple prompts. Even you can switch on your microphone and give instructions or request help, it will give. And time-saving potential. So it is easy to adapt and time-saving. So a lot of time can be saved. It takes hours together to write a worksheet and get it typed, printed. Those days I used to struggle. Today I need 5 minutes and another 5 to 10 minutes to edit it and get it printed for my class. Always now, I can just, if I have 20 minutes before I go to my preparation is done because of AI too. That much stress-free it is. Have you ever felt compelled to use AI because of institutional pressure or peer comparison? This is one disease, sometimes institutions, they don't have even a subscription to one AI tool. And the principal or the head of the department will come and take a long lesson, how you are going to improve your teaching by integrating AI. But where will you get AI from? It should be, someone should purchase the subscription and give it to you. You cannot afford to do that. So this is one thing. Second thing, show off. This is another aspect. Some people are very smart. They will go into, they watch some videos, they will try to do something, some gimmicks and come and show off in front of the colleagues. If you go and approach them, okay, can you tell me how to do it? No, this is this, you need this much knowledge, that much knowledge, you must, watch many videos. I did that, that's why I am able to do it. And don't believe all these things. Integrating AI, integrating technology is end user friendly. I repeat, end user friendly technology. You don't need anyone's help. And if someone is showing off with this, please sideline them, ignore them. Don't trouble your conscience, trouble your emotions with that. Okay. So don't get psychologically upset. What are your thoughts on using AI to assess students' work and provide feedback? Easy feedbacks can be there. So sometimes they talk about concerns about accuracy and fairness. As far as I'm concerned, it is very accurate. It can pinpoint the issues in the essays written by students much more than us. But there is a kind of empathy and sympathy as teachers. We see the faces of our students on the paper, but AI doesn't. Do you have concerns about data privacy, surveillance, algorithmic bias when using AI in the classroom? Next question is, how do you address students' use of generative AI like ChatGPT in this assignment? So for these questions only, my workshop, I showed you how you can teach them to use generative AI for learning purposes. So if you do that, you need not worry about that. Do you feel that a growing use of AI has affected your role as a teacher? This is one pertinent question. Everybody is worried. If you are worried, of course, you have to be worried when you don't even try. If you are trying and learning how to use this technology, that's why I told you that one of the current learning strategies, pedagogy. So help each other, collaborate. That is something very, very important. Don't hide information. Do you perceive AI as a threat to your job security or professional autonomy? Why? This is one concern when it comes to the use of AI. I hope you can read and understand later. Has AI changed the way you interact with students or how students perceive you? Not much. Even today, students respect your authority and your knowledge. But if you don't go to class without preparation, if you go with good preparation and show a lot of sympathy and empathy and listen to them, that is one most important thing I repeatedly tell when I go for teacher training in India. We lack patience in listening to the students. So we can avoid a lot of stress if we can listen to students. Don't ask me, I have 60 students, when will I get time to listen to them? I don't ask you to go to every 60 students and sit and hear their confessions. No, those who are needy, those who are struggling to learn, you can identify them, call them on the veranda, somewhere you meet them, have 2 minutes conversation, that will help. Have you received any formal training or guidance on using AI tools in your teaching? If yes, what was it sufficient? Now, this is one gray area. Most participants reported little to no formal training, relying instead on self-directed learning and experimentation. This is how I learned. I am learning. Where institutional guidance existed, it is often described as introductory rather than pedagogically comprehensive. This gap highlights mismatch between the pace AI integration and the availability of structured professional development. So lack of structured professional development. Then how do you maintain a balance between embracing technology and preserving human-centered teaching values? Do you think AI enhances or diminishes the quality of teaching and learning? Why? So these are value-based questions. What would you recommend to UTAS, University of Technology and Applied Sciences, NISWA, leadership to help teachers transition smoothly into AI integrated teaching? This I would recommend to any institutions from any part of the world. So give them a lot of training, clear instructional policies, and also give plagiarism related policies, and also make students aware of these policies. So sometimes you have something on paper, student in the final exam, students submit something which is copied, you fail them and then teach them rules. Instead of that, in the beginning of the course, give them all details about the plagiarism related issues, all other conditions. Is there anything else would you like to share about your experience, challenges, or ideas related to AI in education? Yes, additional reflections and all those things are written here. Later you can read it. Please go through it. Summing up, higher education must shift from instruction to self-determined learning. Okay, technology integration is inevitable, but pedagogy must lead to it. So we must have very good teacher training, pedagogical training. Coming to academic writing, it should remain argumentative, ethical, and evidence-based. Also, students should be able to use these technologies to develop them. AI in academic writing requires critical framing. It can assist in generating so many things, which I have practically demonstrated. Teacher agency and ethical awareness are central, and teachers should have a voice. We should speak out whenever it is necessary to speak out. Responsible AI integration demands ongoing research. I am not only a teacher who is integrating technology, I'm integrating research into my professional, in my profession as a teacher. I showed you how I am actively involved in research. It is also important for you to involve in research. That's the end of my presentation. Now we can have some discussion. How much time is there? 10 minutes?
This is the time for the question and answer session. Participants are welcome to raise their questions.
Sir, can I ask a question?
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
As you said, quite true that there are no as such assessment or teaching of academic writing in higher education in India. Is this the reason that in the recent quite months, there are so many workshops that are going on, which are in person for academic writing? I think one more is coming up at SRM, Anantapur. Is this the reason why UGC has started this academic writing workshops for higher education, sir?
Yes, well, for the last 10 years, we, some of us have been working on this, and, we were trying to make some changes in the courses in India, and unfortunately, no university was listening to us. Now Christ has started MA in TESOL, Teaching of English as Second Language. That's the first premier institute which has introduced language teaching as a course. Otherwise, the employment possibilities for literature background teachers are nil abroad. So this is the one area I was working on for the past 10 years. And now me and Dr. Kishore, head of the Department of English in Christ University, Bangalore, we are going to start a writing center. They have a creative writing center already in the department. We are planning to start a writing center. Writing center is a part and parcel of any university. It is under the English department, and it caters to the training all the faculty members and students from all other departments. It is not only for English department, but for the entire institution. So it's really a nice development. And, we do a lot of good research actually. But when it comes to the presentation of our research in the form of a research article or a PhD thesis or a postdoctoral dissertation, we fail a lot because of our inability to use the academic language and showcase our content.
Thank you.
So may I ask one question?
Yes, please. You can ask 3.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, you told about AI helps us to make our work easy. And we are taking the outlines from AI. We are taking the help we are a research scholar. Many guides do not give us answer for every question. So AI works as a teacher also nowadays. So we are taking the outlines, how they are helping us, and sometimes they give us abstract for that. You can write this. We should not take that. You told us. But if you are helping us steps from that, if we should do this work, to add to what level it count as a plagiarism? Because we want to work original work, and we are taking the help and the writing style also. And second question is academic writing. Sir, you show one paragraph that was in a very simple language, and it is very easy to us to write and read and understand. In academic writing, if we take in another terms, students use a very hard words, and in that manner they write, so we cannot understand it easily. So, sir, tell me if we should use a simple word, simple language, if we are giving a paper for scope index journal. And second, at what level plagiarism count if we are taking the help of AI? Thank you.
Okay, so, right. First, see, when you are using AI to generate ideas, make an outline, it will not amount to plagiarism. Why? This is just an outline. This is the articles it is suggesting for you to easily access information instead of spending hours together going through different sources and collecting basic bibliography. In these areas, it helps. When you get the outline, what are you going to do? Are you asking continuously? After giving that outline, the next question the AI asks you is, do you want me to generate an essay? Do you want to generate a paragraph? Do you want me to integrate, read all these things and give a result? If you go in for that, it amounts to plagiarism because it is generating the things automatically. Instead, you download the articles, you read, you take notes, you summarize, you paraphrase, and you write. There will not be any plagiarism. Even if you are paraphrasing, you have to acknowledge it in the parentheses. But the plagiarism software will not read what you have paraphrased and summarized as plagiarized material. But the ideas we can know. So therefore, it is important to quote everything which you have taken, paraphrased or summarized. So that is academic honesty. Secondly, when it comes to using language, see, without teaching academic writing, you cannot expect students to write in the proper way. It is important to teach. The basic requirement to make our research scholars or students do well is to teach them the basic infrastructure I listed. I showed a slide with a list of things. So if universities and colleges are integrating that into the first year curriculum, maybe part 1 English, part 2 English, if they concentrate on that, definitely the situation will improve. Students will come with, that's why I told, I made a very qualified statement saying that if any research supervisor takes a student and allows the student to just spend time without learning anything, without learning academic writing in the first 6 months and assessing them, though it is not part of your research work, though it is not part of, the university doesn't give any guideline regarding that. If you insist on that and make students learn that, enough materials are there. There is no one need to teach. After the MA, they come there. After post-graduation, they come there. They can self-learn these things. If you follow that, definitely they can write an excellent work.
Thank you very much, sir.
Welcome.
Any other questions, please?
Good afternoon, sir. Can I ask a question?
Sure. Go ahead. Shoot.
Yes. Thank you for the presentation and the lecture, by the way, sir. It gave us a great idea on how to be ethically and properly using AI in education. Now, sir, when you spoke about the use of language in academic writing, one dilemma that we often come across is that most of the institutions and even our supervisors often tell us that since we are people from literature and language, publishers and people of the other department, and even within the department, they expect us to use what they call as the flowery or embellished language. But here you spoke about that is not required, so which is actually true, or is there a balance that should be maintained, sir?
There is no balance to be maintained. Ignorance is bliss. If your guide is ignorant about that, I cannot help it. See, if your language should be flowery, with a lot of literary undertones, why don't you attempt to write a novel and make some more money, not write a PhD thesis? PhD thesis is a research article. It is academic. It is a formal writing. It is purely academic writing. It should follow the rules and regulations of academic writing. As simple as that. So that's what I am telling you. There are unwritten rules followed, as a kind of thing. When I started writing when I applied for my PhD, my first doctoral department committee, when I selected a suitable boy, 1,400 pages novel, the head of the department in that particular department was annoyed that I have taken only one book. I can take 7 novels into 200 pages. It is only 1,400 pages, or 5 novels less than 1,000 pages. So there are many unwritten things that people practice, and they say that you must compulsory write 200 to 300 pages. I have evaluated thesis with 120 pages, and I awarded highly commended recommendation because they say what is to be said, and that is it. There is not even a single word extra used there. That's why, more than training the students in India, research guides, there is no training for them. No university is providing any training for the research guides. And be it whatever subject, you complete PhD and get into a college, publish 2 articles, and the only condition I remember is Bharadasan University, the previous vice chancellor said you should have a high index 2. Now many people are struggling without getting guideship because they are yet to achieve high index 2. It is not going to help that way. The academic staff colleges should have proper training for specialized training for research guides. Can you show one example where research guides are getting trained? That's why half of the students are, doing personal services to research guides. Sorry to say that. If they are there for 4 years, 3.5 years they spent on providing services to the guides. They become unpaid secretaries for the guides. And last 6 months they worry about the dissertation. So this is a complicated thing to discuss. So nobody will throw stone at me. I am abroad. That's why I'm saying this openly. Okay.
Yes, sir. I appreciate your honesty because that's literally something that at least this generation of scholars are going through, like the various opinions which is coming in the term of actual PhD, and yeah, we feel that there should be training or something that is required for everyone here, sir. Thank you for your response, sir.
Yeah. Last year I was invited to VIT. I spoke to 85 scholars, and I gave a workshop on what do the foreign examiner expect from the scholars. And at the end of the workshop, many scholars came running to me, said, "Sir, I'm going to submit the thesis." I said, "Just forget. Whatever I said is for the beginners." And because they got really confused and annoyed. Those who submitted, some of them were there, just submitted, they were worried what will happen to their thesis, because the things I discussed are totally new and entirely different from what they heard and what they practiced. So you also don't get worried about if you are in the process of writing thesis. Whatever, at the end of the day, they are, the guide is the only God you should worship till you get your degree. Okay, please go ahead.
So I would like to add one more point to it. On a deeper discussion with my own guide, she said that no remuneration as such is given to the guides. Maybe that is one of the reasons why they don't care that much. And there is a discrepancy between the topic of the scholar and the expertise of the guide. So, in such a case, the entire responsibility of completing the thesis publication lies on the research scholars themselves, and I am a
Yeah.
live example for that. And in such a situation, sir, the role of a guide remains only an agency between transcript between the scholars and the university, because nobody recognizes me in the university. They will first question, who is your guide? And if my guide is uninfluential, it means I am completely at loss. And one more request, sir, if you are going to conduct any workshop in person for academic writing, sir, I would like to join it. And I would request the organizers also to please conduct one workshop which will help all of us, and we really require it. And it is a high time and most relevant topic. And thank you so much, sir. I think this was one of the best talks, and I look ahead to be present in person for your workshop on academic writing. Once again, thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah.
And I congratulate the organizing team also. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Sumita. This foreign examiner thing has taught me a lot of things. A lot of issues are there. In many cases, students, the PhD scholars, they send me email from the email of the research guide. They never care. It is the responsibility of the research guide to find foreign examiners or any examiners for that matter. Students should not be involved. And some of them, they send me WhatsApp message directly asking me to share my CV. Sir, I want you to add your name as a foreign examiner. Send me the CV. I just don't respond. I don't care. It's a formal thing. You have to write to me saying that this is the topic, this is the thing. Are you interested, sir? Can I include? Could you please share the CV? These are all, it cannot be done in WhatsApp. Set aside another thing. Regarding the payment, see, if university, aided universities and colleges, they have less teaching hours. Research guidance is part of there. A research guide would be getting a lot of free hours. You will not be taking 18 or 20 hours load. And they are paid full. And that is their remuneration. It is part of their job. No one can say that. Only in Colombo University, my friend is there, and he said the university system pays them 2 lakhs rupees once they complete one research. And there, the system is different. Here, the salary is integrated. It is integrated with whatever UGC covers, all those things. So please don't believe somebody is saying this. And there is a lot of business going on. And, many universities, I am sometimes, I don't want to do this work of evaluating thesis. So far, I have completed 77 to date. I have another 5-6 with me. I should write the report and send within a month. Now, the thing is, these universities don't pay. Sometimes scholars, may WhatsApp me and ask for my account number. There are many foreign examiners who take from 10 to 25,000 rupees. If the thesis is not good, they will take even 50,000 rupees. The guides facilitated. In one case, I'm really sorry to tell you, one guide took 35,000 rupees from a candidate I evaluated, saying that this money is needed to pay to the foreign examiner. Unfortunately, he happened to be my friend for many years. It was unfortunate. This is it. And universities don't pay the money. Madras University don't pay. Madurai Kamaraj University don't pay. Bharatdasan University don't pay. Bharatiyar University pay very lately. Only private universities, VIT, they pay. Karunya, they pay immediately. They pay good money. They give me $300. I tell the students that if you want to pay, give me $1 million. Don't pay 10,000, 20,000. So I need a payment of one-time payment of $1 million so that I can wind up and go and live in peace. So therefore, I don't accept any money from the foreign. So if you are very conscious and if you are, you have your own values, though these difficulties are there, I want to help the scholars. I really, really empathize with the scholars because of that, the struggle they have. And with 15,000, some of the part-time scholars have 15,000 rupees as salary, 20,000 as salary. If I take 25,000 from them as a kind of bribe or whatever, it is nothing but bribe. It is not going to serve the purpose, isn't it? You just calculate 77 PhDs into 25,000 rupees from each candidate. How much money I would have made. So this is a totally complicated situation. I don't know how it will evolve in the near future. It's a very, very sorry state of affairs. And other exploitation, I don't want to mention that also. Yeah. Some scholars are asked to even babysit their children. This is how it is. I'm really sad and I'm sorry, disappointed, broken-hearted.
Thank you, sir, for bringing out this in an open platform where everybody is listening. And this topics are a framework of teaching and training the research guide. I think it is a must in Indian universities. Otherwise, the way the politics is going on, higher education is not going to produce something good. It is only going to the backwards. So thank you so much, sir, for so many good things that you have discussed. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You are welcome. And I'm going to, make it a mission. I'm going to have my own institution within a year in India, particularly providing teacher training and academic writing training. So I'm going to meet individual colleges and persuade them to start writing centers in their institutions and also train the English department teachers individually to take up this issue. This is my personal vision and mission after my retirement. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a research and reality consultant. It will be very lucrative also. I can make a lot of money, I'm sure.
Any other questions, please? Shall we wind up, sir?
Sure, I'm very hungry.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, if it is on campus, you would be giving me a nice lunch shawl and a very nice memento. Dr. Vidya, please keep ready. I will collect it in the month of May.
Sure, sir. This brings us to the end of the session. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest for the inspiring and informative address. Now, I invite Dr. J.P. Vidya, Head of the Department of English, to deliver the vote of thanks and formally conclude today's program.
Thank you, Delvio. So, I'm so happy to meet you all in this platform. So I'm here to render a small vote of thanks to everyone. So first of all, I would like to thank Lord Almighty for making this FDP 5 days FDP a great successful one. And next, I would like to thank today's resource person, Dr. Justin James, sir. And thank you so much, dear sir, for accepting our invitation and making this session a wonderful one. Really, it was a fruitful one, a very, very excellent session. Thank you so much, dear Justin, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay. Okay, sir. Then surely we will meet in the month of May, sir, as you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our management, especially our correspondent, Reverend Father Gordon Silverchester, for giving permission to conduct this FDP. And thank you to our beloved father. And next, I'd like to thank our principal, Dr. J. Maheshwaran, for giving full support to conduct this FDP. Thank you, dear sir. Next, I would like to render my heartfelt thanks to all my loving colleagues from the Department of English. Without their support, I couldn't have completed this FDP in a successful manner. So thanks to all my dear loving colleagues. And without the technical support, we can't conduct this FDP in a good manner. So I'd like to thank Dr. Anthony Jones Kumar, Professor of IT, Mr. Baiju, and Mr. Leon for giving their fullest support and cooperation for the completion of this FDP. And overall, I have to thank all the loving participants throughout this, both in Google Meet as well as in YouTube, for their participation and cooperation. So definitely, it makes a very fruitful one. I hope all the participants got benefited through this FDP. Surely we will, as Saumida ma'am said, surely we will conduct more things in near future, and we will let you know things in the future. Okay. So thank you so much to one and all participated here. And within a week, by within next Friday, we will be sending all your certificates to your respective email IDs. Thank you so much. I'll be sharing the feedback of today's session, and you can fill it out. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Bye.